Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Young, and we are here with the legendary Eric Allen. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, El, how you doing, brother? Everybody,
Yeah, not
welcome
too
back.
bad, not too bad. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Eric, for those who haven't seen the last interview, could you introduce yourself and what you do?
Well, I'm a musician. I play, I guess you call it Americana blues, Americana folk, country, this kind of music. I do a lot of solo music with this. There's a guitar setting right here. I don't know if you can see it in the screen, but um, and I also have a band called the Woodshed. We do a lot of heavier blues, like rocking up the blues, I guess you would call it. And currently, I'm working on an album, which would be my third album, studio album, and it's my second time to talk to Elle. I talked to Elle back in March, I believe it was.
It was yeah.
I was in the States at that time. I think I was in Indiana for that one. Now we are coming to you from Beijing, China.
Cool,
So,
cool. Yeah, cool. Since we last spoke, you were sort of like writing some new material. How's the progress with that?
a lot of stuff, man. I wrote it's 25 or 30 songs, I think. But um, right now we're recording just for the next album. Um, so not recording all those songs right now, but I have quite a few in the pipeline that are,
Cool.
I think, pretty much done. But you can only do so much at a time, you know. So we're
Yeah,
recording for the next album, and I'm not sure when it'll get out. I was kind of hoping it would get out in November, but it may or may not. I'm not sure yet. That's starting to get
yeah,
close, you know.
yeah, cool, cool. How many tracks is going to be actually on the album?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say it might be more like 11 this time. The first two albums
Yeah,
had 13, but I might shorten it a bit and go with 11 on this one. I was sort of thinking 11, but I mean, you never know in the end. You got, you kind of wait until they're done and everything's been mixed and you can kind of hear them together. And you take all those songs and then you say, okay, which ones really seem to fit as a group on this album and in the way that I want it to come out, the theme I kind of want for the album, I guess it is. This one's going to be different because it's just solo. It's just me. Um, I didn't do the first and second album. We did accompaniment on the majority of the songs. There were some solo, like second album, I think had 5 solo songs. But this time I've decided I'm just going to do them all solo, just me and a guitar, acoustic guitar, you know.
cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So, have you sort of like on the songs that you've recorded up to now? Have you sort of like chosen or you chosen several to put on the album?
Well, I have, yeah, I think I have several that I'm pretty sure are going on the album. And
Yeah,
then there's like 3 groups, I guess. Uh, one group is, I think, going to go 99% going to go. Another group is probably going to be waiting for what would be the 4th album. And then there's those in the middle, right now that I just haven't decided on where they will go,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And that, again, that's like once they're done and you really can hear the mixed mastered version of the song, and then I think I can really make a good decision about those things.
cool.
Sometimes when it's just done raw, I can't tell yet, how it's going to sound as a finished product. So yeah, there's probably half dozen of them right now that I'm 99% sure is going to go on the album.
Yeah, cool, cool. So, have you sort of like come up with a title for the album, or you haven't got to that process yet?
That's the last thing I do, though.
Yeah,
Usually, I think Prowling Lobo Blues, I kind of had that one in mind early, but usually I don't worry too much about an album title until much closer to the end. And actually, a lot of the songs, some songs have a title right away, and it sticks, and then other ones they don't have a title for a long time, or they have some sort of title, but it's not the title it ends up being. Sometimes just a placeholder, so I can remember which song is which.
Cool. Lisa has just made a comment. She's looking forward to the new album coming out.
Cool. Who is this?
Lisa Boo.
Lisa Boo. Where is Lisa Boo? Is she in Canada?
She's Canada, Alberta.
Alberta, Calgary area there. The Canadian cowboy town, I believe it is.
Yeah. Excuse me.
It's early out there in Calgary right now. It must be about 7 a.m. or something over there.
Yeah, just getting on 20 minutes after 7.
Thank you for getting up, Lisa.
Yeah. So, is there sort of like any plans on doing any merchandise for the new album?
Well, CD or vinyl, something like that. That's probably what I would do. I haven't done much like t-shirts and t-shirts and things like that. I don't do too much of it. I guess the merchandising, if that's what you're talking about, would be the CD or maybe a vinyl. I'm still kicking around the whole vinyl thing, like, I don't know, man. You can tell me what you think. I mean, like, I know vinyl has become a thing, but I'm not sure it's so big, I still think CDs are the main thing. Yeah. Although I don't know if anybody can play CDs anymore.
Yeah. Right. I know this. I know this like vinyl is starting to become, like you said, starting to become a really big again, especially over these last 5-10 years or so. CD, yes, people still do collect CDs and play CDs.
So if the vinyl is becoming big, then the phonograph and all that is also out there, right? Like they're selling these things because you have to have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry?
You're talking about the big vinyl or the small, like 7-inch vinyl?
The 12-inch LP.
Oh, the big one. Okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah. I know this. I know in the UK there's been like a huge comeback of vinyl, especially over this, like I said, over the 5-10 years, with like the record player and the actual records themselves. So,
well, that's something I got to figure out, man. That's one of the reasons. Like I originally I thought about I was going to release in November, and I was planning to go to the UK and the US and go to both places to release and do some release shows over there. But even after you record, you still got a lot of promotion to do and decisions to make. And if you get a vinyl or CD done, you got to get the artwork done and everything, and then have it pressed, and it all takes time. So we had a little delay. We had about a 3.5 week delay in the recording. Was my guitar had some problems in the wood, so we had to get that fixed. We were getting a rattle sound on the songs, so we got it fixed. So it's all cool, but it delayed us a little. So I'm not sure if we'll make November or not. And if we don't make November, I'll probably just put it off till February. So because December, January is not a particularly good time for releasing. You're in between Jingle Bells and Rudolph.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I was going to say normally if there is going to be a release, it's going to be like sort of like the beginning of February. If you're going to
That's when the
be
last one
releasing,
released. The last one released right at the beginning of February. It seemed okay. Um, so that may happen too. But either way, I'm planning to come to your neck of the woods, man, to England and Scotland, and hopefully I can do some release shows up there and just meet some of these people that I know in the UK, you know, and then also go to the US too.
cool. Would you sort of like when you do release the album, would you go up to Canada into Canada to do some release shows?
Well, I would if I have shows to do. The thing is, I don't know anybody in Canada. I know Lisa, but I don't know very many people in Canada. You know, actually, the most people I know right now is in the UK and then also the US. Canada, I don't know too many people. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
most definitely willing to go. I love Canada. I've been there. Canada's nice. It's peaceful. Um, you know, I just don't know that many people. So
Yeah. Yeah. After this release of your third album, or would you be sort of like delving into writing more material for the fourth album?
yeah, there we're done. I already have the material, man. It's already there. Um, but right now I'm just focusing on getting the third one out. But the material is there. I I guess I had a writing spree there for a while.
Yeah.
Floods in,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then after it floods in, the dam goes down, and there's nothing for a while. But still, yeah, it's there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I know this. Like I've known good few musicians over the years. That's what they normally do. They just like for about 3 months solid, 4 months solid. They just go on and write like sort of like a writing binge, and they do
Well,
around about 30, 40, 50
it's
songs.
gotta, if it doesn't come burning out of you, um, then you don't need to do anything with it. Because it just won't be that good if it just jumps out of you, whatever this idea is or feeling or lyrics, melody, then you go with it. And so there's no rhyme or reason to how many I would write in a given month, or you don't know. A lot of times it is a period of time where there's a lot of, I guess, energy coming out that I think is good for writing for songs, and then there's other times when it's not. I have no idea the reason. It's just
Yeah. So I was going to ask when you do get the feeling to write, what is your how does it come about? Is it when you're asleep, or does the song come to you in a dream, or does it say, or a sight or a sound which will trigger something?
yeah, it's all of the above. I've had songs that I've woken up with that melody in my head, or lyrics even, and just in the middle of Holy Rolling Off, the first album was that way. That was one of the real obvious ones. I woke up with that song in my head, and I got up and wrote the song, because if I don't get up and write the song the next morning, it'll be gone. So you kind of have to, if it hits you, you just kind of have to go do something with it right away, even if you leaving the dinner table or whatever. You need to go do something. I mean, maybe it's just on your phone memos, you're humming the melody, or saying, or writing down the lyrics or something. And that way you can keep it. But if you don't, I mean, man, even 10 minutes later, it might be gone. So you kind of got to drop what you're doing and just get some sort of form of some of the lyrics or the melody recorded on your phone or something, and then it's okay. When I do that, I'm okay. I can remember it, you know. But
Cool.
it just, like I say, it just has to come out of you. I never really sit down and write a song from the beginning because it doesn't work for me. If I sit down tonight and say, okay, I'm going to write a song about X, and I try to start writing lines, I will not get anywhere with it. I won't like it. I just sometimes I like to tell people, just don't try so hard to write a song. And it probably applies to all artistic writing, probably, but mine is song, so I tell them, just quit trying so hard. Don't think so much. You got to just wait until it jumps out at you and says, here I am. I'm the one you want, and you'll know it. And if it doesn't happen, then you just don't do anything. You wait some more, because those are the ones those kind of things that jump out at you are the things that will actually be good.
Lisa,
I don't know about other people, but
Lisa Boo has just made a comment about writing. Lisa says, yes, my poetry is the same. It just comes.
Yeah, it just comes. Yeah, absolutely right. And it's hard to, when people, I get people asking me this from time to time, about what should they do in terms of writing a song, or a lot of times they've started a song and they've gotten stuck. They wrote like a few lines or a verse, and then they're just stuck. They can't come up with something more. And so what they're doing is they're sitting there and they're thinking, and they're trying to think about this and that and come up with this and that. And it doesn't work. Not for me. You just let it go, leave it lay. And if it's going to be something, it will come out at some point. Might be a day, it might be a year. I mean, you don't know. But it come to you, just like Lisa said.
Yeah. So another question is, when you sort of like finished writing the song, and you think, you look at it and he says that I could actually record this. So if you do record that song that you've just written, what is your process in recording it?
Usually, well, first of all, I don't record it that quick after I wrote it. I usually need to, even I wrote the song, I still need to internalize the song. The guitar playing, the lyrics, just the feel. You need to actually internalize it, and that you can't really rush that too much. Like, you could practice it day after day for hours a day, and it'll help you play it better, but you may not have internalized it yet. Like, it still may not be just in you, in your your flesh and bones. So you got to give it a little time, and then recording it can be very tricky, because in the studio environment, things are different than they are in your apartment. You can lean over and move around. You can, everything is, you can have your coffee or whatever, but then you get in the studio and things are different. You're not as free to move around, because you don't need to be making other noise, that might be picked up on the recording. You're wearing headphones all of a sudden for it, so it's a different sound, different kind of feel that you're hearing. So basically, I like to just I come in and do several takes. And sometimes, even if the first or second take is pretty good, I still generally will want to do a third and a fourth, because I feel that I'm going to connect with the song a little better on the third and fourth. That's going to help me play better, sing better, and get your fingers warmed up, get your voice warmed up, all that. So usually I try to get several takes of it. it almost always works. Like the fifth take is going to be better than the second take, sort of thing. You know, even I have a good second take. A lot of times I'll just keep doing it because I believe that even though that take is good, I think that it'll be better the next one because I just get more warmed up, you know, with it.
Cool. So, is there any? I know you haven't done any of the sort of like artwork for the CD version of the album. Is there any plans on getting somebody in to do the artwork for the album?
Yeah, I've been thinking. I thought about that the other day. Like, what do I want the artwork to be? I don't even know, man. It seems like I've been thinking maybe I want it to be more artistic. Like the second one was me and a wolf. And by the way, the guy that did me and the wolf is here in the studio. Graham, I don't know if you can hear me. Graham, can you hear me? You ain't responding. He did the album cover for the second album. I mean, he went out. Yeah, bring him in here. Let me get in the picture here for a second. This is Mr. This is Graham Nicole. Graham Nicole, if you saw any of the videos from the second album that went out, was the videographer, video editor, video shooter on many of those videos, and they came out really good. And then he also did the cover art for the second album. I mean, he went out and got an actual wolf and subdued the wolf and put it on the railroad track, and somehow got the wolf to sit there while he photographed me by the wolf. Amazing. Just amazing stuff.
Yeah, wolves will do anything for a little bit of beer.
And by the way, he's from Scotland. I think he is from your edge of the world. I don't know where in Scotland.
Yeah, not too far, just up in Fife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not that far from where I am in Sunderland.
So I thought that was it was great stuff. He did a great job, and it was really impressive how he wrestled that wolf down. And
Use practice, yeah.
But I would to get back to your question. I was thinking I wanted maybe I need to do a more artistic thing, like a drawing. I don't know, because the first two have been photographic stuff. I don't know if that's what I'll do, but it's what came into my mind. Like Steve Earle. Steve Earle's album covers. Very it's like they're drawn, right? I don't know if you've seen any of them, but they're drawn. They're all like this, all his albums. But it's very like squiggly lines everywhere, and there's some art to it, and I kind of like that, So maybe we'll see what we can do. You draw.
Nah, I'll have to pass it on to someone else at this point. I think,
Because I sure as hell don't draw. I can draw squiggly lines. I can definitely draw squiggly lines. No question. It's those straight ones that cause the problem.
Cool.
Anyway,
yeah.
It's like a no answer to your question, really. I don't really know yet.
Good, yeah. Is there any sort of like plans on doing any videos for the new album?
Well, I'm not sure. Last album we did all 13 songs, 13 videos, and I believe I don't remember how many you were involved in, but I mean Graham was the main one.
8. I think we did 8 in 2 days or something like that.
The shooting,
yeah.
Graham was really good. He found a bunch of old defunct railroad lines around town, which is what the album was about. So I don't know. I'm gonna I'll probably do some videos for it, but I'm not sure I'll do every track as a video this time. It's a lot of work, and it turned out really good. But if right now I had the answer, I'd say no. I'm not going to do every track, but I'll probably do, some of them more. What I guess are the main tracks, but you never know what the main tracks are going to be really until it goes out.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Going back to the artwork, CP, CPL Abel, I believe, sorry if I butchered your name there, sorry, is they asked Lobo Wolves for artwork.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the first part of that. What for artwork?
Lobo
Lobo.
Wolves.
For artwork.
Yeah.
Oh, artwork like drawings of wolves.
Yeah.
Well, it always works for me. I think people now seem to associate me with wolves, even though I'm not a wolf wrestler like Graham is. I don't do that, but it's possible. Yeah, man. You know what? I think once we get into really late mixing on this album, I'll start thinking about, okay, which songs are actually going on the album. Like I said, some of them I kind of already know, but what is the actual group? The final group is going to go on the album, and it'll fit whatever theme that I have, and then from that theme, I think I'll start getting an idea about the cover art, the artwork, or photos, or whatever it is, But I can't do it so early. It never gels for me early because I guess I'm busy just trying to get the songs in shape,
Cool. So, this is probably going to sort of like be my couple of questions. The first one is, where can people find you on social media so they can keep up to date with what's going on?
They can find me on any of the major platforms, man. The music itself is on all the streaming platforms, like Spotify, or iHeartRadio, or Bandcamp. I mean, any of these. Both those albums are on there, and the videos are on there too. And in terms of social media, Facebook, I've got a page, Eric Allen Holy Roller, which is takeoff on Holy Rollin' from the first album. What is it on Instagram? Instagram, I think, is the same, Eric Allen Holy Roller. And then YouTube, just look up Eric Allen, and you'll see that's where all those videos are. They're all on there.
Cool.
Did I forget any major? I'm not on TikTok, but yeah, I usually do most of my social media is on Facebook and Instagram.
Cool. Guys, I'll put the links into the description. So if you want to check out Eric and his music, the links are there in the description. So if you want to check them out, yeah.
Hey, Lisa Boo, if you got any hookups in Calgary, I'd be happy to come up there and do a release show.
Yeah.
Even in the winter, I guess, like February, it's going to be cold there, I think. That's cowboy territory up there. That's Western there, man. They might like the music up there.
Yeah. Cool. So this will be my last question, unless somebody in the chat there has got any questions. I know I've asked this before when you were last on. For those who didn't see the last interview, my last question is, any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Oh, yeah. If you want to become a musician, you need to really love it, and you need to have a lot of perseverance, which means you have to love it, because you won't be able to persevere if you don't love it. There is a passion to it, because it's a very difficult industry. And it can be a very unfair industry. I mean, you get people are, you know, blind famous who, you know, maybe aren't that great. And there's people, lots of great musicians in the world who nobody's ever heard of. So you just have to try to keep plugging away. I mean, first you have to learn how to play a guitar, but if a person wants to really make music their career, then you have to have a kind of thick skin, I think, because a lot of things happen, you know. It's a tough business, and like, you don't get a gig or you don't get this or that. It's not always because somebody thinks you're not very good or anything. It could be a million business reasons behind it. Some of them fair, some of them maybe not, but you just got to roll with it, and it will continue to be that way, you know. So it's more and more of a business, you know. So you really have to love it. That's my advice to you. I love it, and be natural. Like, if you're gonna write a song, let it come to you. Don't try and force the writing, that sort of thing. Everything needs to be kind of from the heart, I guess you would say.
Cool. Sound advice. We've got a last minute question come in from Sipel Abel. They ask, what's Eric's opinion on staying with a genre or floating between different styles when writing music?
Well, if your natural interests are in different styles, then my opinion is you should absolutely do different styles. If you are floating between different styles because you think another style is going to be more well taken by general public or fans or anybody, I don't think it's such a good idea. You should write for yourself. If yourself is one style, then you write in that style. If you have several different interests, several different genres, say you like blues and folk and rock and metal and, you know, EDM. If you like all that stuff, then it's absolutely fine to do that, because it's going to come out of you naturally, because it's what you like. It's what you feel. If you don't, if you're a country music person and that's what you are, that's all, then you stick with it. Don't need to go writing blues if you don't care about blues. You know, you always write for yourself. In my opinion, don't write for anybody else, just yourself. Somebody will like it.
Yeah.
Maybe one guy walking in the desert somewhere, you know, but that's okay. You just write it for yourself.
Yeah. Sound. Thank you for that question. Much appreciated. So, any last final words before we sort of like sign up for the sign off?
Well, I'll finish up on that. I was going to give you the example, like, you know, when I play live shows, different places, they'll like different types of music, or they'll just like a popular music, let's say, because they think that's going to get more people, or the people are going to have more fun, or whatever. You know, I don't do it. I have some. I play covers, and there are maybe 2 covers that are popular, well known, that I play, but the covers even are pretty. You know, I like do a Blaze Foley cover, Townes Van Zandt covers. A lot of people don't know those people, and then I do my stuff. But again, I stick with what I love, what I feel, where the passion is, because I will be a better performer if I do it that way. If I'm playing something I don't care about, it just won't come out. And that's the same way in the songwriting. So I just add to that a little bit.
Yeah. Sound advice. Yeah. So, Eric, thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's very much appreciated. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, Al. Thanks, man. It's good to hear from you, and I'll keep you up to date, because it absolutely is in my plans to come up to England and probably Scotland when this album is releasing, as well as US. hopefully we can see each other up there, man.
Oh yeah. It would be cool to actually meet you in person.
Brother, you too, man. You too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, man. Lisa, thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. She says, thank you both. Much love. So, Eric, thank you so much. And so guys, check out Eric Allen on his socials. There's the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify as well in the description. So please go check him out. He's absolutely amazing. He's a legend. So thank you so much, and Eric, and we catch you all later.
Cheers, Mr. L. Cheers, brother.